welcome everyone. This is the BumCast presented by Windy City Sports Cards. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Bologna, the Southside bum, and a returning Dougie Freshness. Welcome back, Dougie.
Thank you.
Good to have you back. And I want to thank Aaron, the intern, for filling in for you last week. Did a good job. But you're back from your long cruise with you survived.
Ish. Yeah. I mean, you could say that. Yeah, it was, dude. It was a ball. Let me tell you. I will tell you though, the one thing that I normally have is like I have that like recovery, like moments, and we start doing some family stuff. When you go with the peas, holy shit, dude. There's no recovery. It's just kind of one of those just keep going or whatever. And dude, we had a ball. I've got some pretty solid stories to share.
Oh, before we let you divulge in those, more importantly, you're back. It's National Beer Day.
That's why I got the beer.
Absolutely.
That's why I got
National Beer Day. I'm kind of pissed at myself. I am not drinking tonight. I don't know what happened, but I've had a tummy. I've had a tum-tum all day.
A tum-tum? A tum-tum? No.
Yeah, and I'm starting to finally feel better, and if I start drinking beer right now, I might shit myself in the pod. So we don't want that. So Peter, you volunteered to be my designated drinker tonight. So
I am the DD, the designated drinker. So I've got, in honor of National Beer Day, I've got a variety of beers. I went to the liquor store before the show started. I started off with a sound growler, the Tortilla Hands, which we're all big fans of.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple other things. I've only had this one other time, but like the Stone Cold beer. Yeah. So I'm excited to crack that one open later in the show. And I'll drink for you, dude. I got your back. That's what homies do.
It's my flu game. Except it's coming out the wrong end. So
it's your poo game.
Yeah, my poo game. I'm gonna try to get through. I'm gonna try to get through the hour and a half of this pod unscathed. So we'll see how that goes. So Dougie, hit us. How you like? Welcome back. What do you got for us?
So first off, I'm gonna start off with my beer. I am doing I'm only doing one beer tonight, but I'm doing a big boy. This is a Phase 3 and Other Half collaboration.
Ooh.
So this was actually done when Other Half wasn't in Chicago yet. They were in Brooklyn, still in Brooklyn. This one is called Brooklyn Bagel. It is coconut, chocolate cream, and cocoa nibs. So like 11.3%. So gotta keep this liver pickled.
Aaron's in the comments saying that it's one of her favorites. So it sounds like you got a banger on your hands.
I do. I wish I could show you guys, but it's tons of
how strict are you abiding by the I'm only doing one? Because I don't think I've ever heard Dougie Fresh say I'm only doing one.
I mean, it is one big one. So I'm not saying that I won't, but that's just current me talking. So
that's a fancy bottle.
Yeah,
bougie beer. I thought you were drinking wine at first when you had that whole thing going.
Oh yeah, you can see how thick it is.
Thing.
Yeah.
Johnny, how you doing, man? What do you got for us tonight?
Well, I was telling you pre-show that I had some sort of like nostalgia Friday. Missy went out. She went to go to the casino. And I was just like home alone by myself, and I ended up watching this like nostalgia of stuff where I was watching Boy Meets World, and then it led me to and then
is that what they call it nowadays?
And then it led me to this whole like rabbit hole of 90s nostalgia. So I was watching an episode of Boy Meets World, and the episode had Singled Out. Do you remember that show, Singled Out on MTV?
Oh yeah,
it had Jenny McCarthy and Carl. And so I'm like, I was like, man, I haven't seen Singled Out in such a long time, and I watched it for like 2 minutes on YouTube. I'm like, this is so fucking boring right now. Like, I can't watch it. But it led me to something else. I'm like, let me just kind of go check and see about Topanga. Topanga, of course. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? But so it led me to this other rabbit hole of MTV shows, and I came across MTV Video Music Awards in 1992.
Ooh.
The list of people that were on there performing, I mean, you would think it was like a Hall of Fame type of like lineup. You had Nirvana, you had Pearl Jam, you had the Black Crowes, you had U2 live in Detroit. You had Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was just like one after another.
Damn.
And I was just like amazed at how, and this was when Nirvana and Pearl Jam were coming out, just barely starting. But yeah, I was just like through a nostalgia of 90s stuff on Friday. It was
hell yeah.
It was fun.
So
We're gonna
get a little more. We're gonna get a little more nostalgia at the end of this show. Dude, I'm a sucker for nostalgia. We did the King of the Hill last week with all of like the sports merch. I would honestly do just like a throwback podcast, like a nostalgia podcast, where you just throw back to the 80s and 90s, because I feel like we're all suckers for that kind of stuff.
Yep. What are you drinking, Don? You got some Yingling?
Hell yeah, baby! I got Yingling. I got champagne of beers after that. I got a tall boy, and then I got another tall boy in the refrigerator of old style. So I'm ready to go. And I'm missing a fucking national championship because I'm hanging out with you bozos.
Nobody cares about that basketball game. Those two basketball games were good.
Yeah, the whole tournament's been really good. I've been watching nothing but college basketball games, and they've been great. So it's going to be a good game. I know it is the best. So we'll see. You know, but I'm here hanging out with my boys.
All right, Dougie. Before I let you tell your war stories from the thing, I want to bring up something I wanted to in the podcast last week. This might be one of the most ridiculous things I've seen on the internet for a very long time. We at the tailgate, Peter, you mentioned we have to start bringing Fireball because it was a big hit. That people were drinking the Fireball.
I don't remember me. I've never been a pro Fireball drinker. I understand people like it.
I know, but you said we just probably start bringing the bottle because the bottle we had was almost killed. That people were doing shots of Fireball. Anyways, they're doing a contest right now where they're giving away a lifetime supply of Fireball. The only catch and caveat is it's only open to people who are 90 years and older. So apparently, like,
who do we got?
Senior citizens love Fireball. I guess that's like their demographic is people over the age of 90. But I guess they see it on social media of people over the age of 90 just drinking Fireball all the time. And I just think that's my brain immediately went like, so you're giving away a lifetime supply for people who are going to die in a couple years. Like that's your MO. Like, hey, here's a couple bottles. Like, don't live, like lifetime supply. Don't live long because we don't want to, have this pay a lot of money for this.
When did you see this?
A couple weeks ago. It was on the interwebs.
I was wondering maybe it was an April 1st kind of deal.
Oh no! I'm reading the article right now, and it was published March 24th.
Okay.
I had the article up, but so if you know anyone who's over the age of 90, maybe Jerry, he can enter and he can win a lifetime supply of Fireball.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we could try and get somebody that looks like he's 90, like Gordo.
Cool.
Oh man!
I'm back, Gordo.
Shots fired to Gordo.
Yeah,
that's true though. We could forge a couple birth certificates.
Hell yeah!
Lifetime supply.
I know a guy. I know a guy at the Super Mall on Pulaski that might be able to help us out with that.
There you go. I will say, a lot of the Utes seem to be carrying around the Fireball at the tailgate. I did notice that. There's a lot of those little guys.
We will have a bucket of Fireball for the next tailgate because we have to give the people what they want. So if Fireball's hot in the streets again, it's 2010 again.
I thought for some reason we did have a bucket of Fireball at the home opener.
Maybe someone brought one. We didn't bring one.
That's possible.
All right, real quick, Missy, super chat. Give me my hat back.
I honestly didn't know this was Missy's. This was left in my car for the tailgate. It's reversible, which is convenient. Check this out. And I got this side looking fresh.
He's trying to be like Liam Gallagher.
Yeah. I think I could pull off a bucket hat, but I didn't know it was Missy. So $1.99, I will take it off and I'll put on my other hat. So cheers. Thank you for the super chat, Missy. I might have to buy one from that guy. That guy's always selling bucket hats.
Yeah, that guy's around.
$10.
I think I look good in it. I kind of like it. I like the hat.
Like Missy for another $4.99. We'll ship it to you.
yeah.
All right, so Dougie, before we get into headlines here, hit us with a couple war stories from your cruise, man.
Oh my god, dude. It was just I felt so like there were certain points to where like the ladies were just like they were just taking care of us, you know. So one of the nights, Joey, my guy, you know, and Sandy, they're big church people and they're going through Lent right now. So I made sure I went out of the way to make sure Friday night we ate at the seafood restaurant. And dude, it was like Mary almost diving across the table to save Joey from his sins because like he kept ordering this seafood, but it had bacon in it or it had this in it, you know, and she had to keep like, he orders these scallops and it had pork belly underneath. And he goes to take the first bite and goes to cut. And Mary's like, no, you know, don't. And then he orders this clam chowder, of course, has bacon sprinkled all over the top. So he's scooping that shit out or whatever. But dude, we get to the ice bar and we've already had our fair share. And the guy in the ice bar room or whatever, he's just like, he looks at me. He's like, sir, put your shirt back on. And then he turns over and he looks at Joey and he goes, you, sir, please stop licking the ice sculptures.
Now,
dude,
is when Joey's in with the Lent, does it not count if you're over international waters? Will you not go to hell if you eat pork in international waters?
No.
It's
all over the world.
Yeah, that's the worst take I've ever seen. He's all-knowing, omnipotent, or whatever. He's everywhere. You think the Bermuda Triangle, you could eat meat on Fridays or something?
Exactly. It's just God won't see us here, you know.
He's like, oh yes, I do.
But yeah, no, dude, it was just an overall good time, man. I had one night where I went back to go change or whatever to get out of pants, you know, me, not a known pants guy or whatever. And
like Winnie the Pooh.
So yeah, dude. And so I go back to the room. Thank God my family didn't follow me. I go to the bathroom and I go to like take off my pants, but I forgot to lock the door. So when I forgot to lock the door, I go to lean on the door and fall right out back into the cabin, buck fucking naked, dude.
What?
Hit my head on the wall. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a story for the morning, you know? And I'm thinking, ain't no way Joey's topping this. So in the morning, I tell him my story and he goes, yeah, that's cool. He goes, yeah, yesterday morning, or he goes this morning or whatever. He goes, I found red underwear underneath my bed. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, Sandy doesn't have red underwear. I'm like, Joey, I don't know what. And he's like, no. He goes, it must have been something, you know, caught somewhere or something. It was pretty funny, man. And then today was like the capper of it all, man. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, it's the worst day. Whenever you're flying back, it's the worst. You just want to be home. You don't want to deal with anything. And there's a guy sitting next to me in a wheelchair, this older gentleman or whatever. And you could tell he's had a few or whatever. And he's talking and he's telling his person on the other line about how he was just escorted off the flight because they said he's too intoxicated and he's FaceTiming this person. Well, I'm looking at him and he's got temporary pants on. So I know something went down with his pants that are no longer on him. And he's wearing basically paper mache pants right now.
I was gonna say, what are temporary pants? I like a burlap sack. Like, I don't know what temporary pants are.
Potatoes.
Wouldn't you consider all pants temporary pants? Like,
for me, yes. Cause I don't wear pants that long, but yeah, no, they're like kind of like just like paper. Have you ever seen like First 48 when like they think somebody's got like blood splatter on them or something like that, and they take like their pants for evidence? No, nothing. No crime people here.
I only watch White Sox Twitter podcasts, so I don't
Okay.
know.
I try to watch it once, but I just couldn't get into it. But I understand what you're saying. Continue.
Yeah. So there was a crime scene that happened probably in his pants. But anyway, so now he's FaceTiming this lady and he's telling her, I'm not that drunk and I don't understand why they kicked me off the flight. And he's in a wheelchair. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, older gentleman and everything like that. And then finally she sees that he's in a wheelchair and she's like, why are you in a wheelchair? You walk perfectly fine. And I'm like, oh, he's that drunk. And then I look down further. They have him buckled in. They're just waiting for the cops to come take him away. And this is what I got left next to me while I'm waiting to fucking go home. And I'm just like, I just want to fucking go home.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, good trip, Dougie. Happy to have you back. So
happy to be back.
All right, before we get to some headlines here, real quick, speaking of merch and pants and all that stuff, guys, we got our shirt right here. It's on sale for the rest of the week. Saturday's the last day. It's our
temporary shirts.
Temporary shirts. Yeah. So it's our 2025 Whiskey at Comiskey concert style tee. Thank you, Johnny, for the awesome design. But thanks to everyone who already purchased one and put their names in the back. So you got the rest of the week to get one if you haven't already, and we appreciate everyone did. Orders should be popping. Delivery should be popping this week in the next couple of days. So can't wait to see people tweet out the pic when you get it. Can't wait to see everyone's happy faces. So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to some headlines, guys. We got a lot to talk about here.
I'm ready.
We do have a lot to talk about. Let's start off with something. We could wait to do the sports talk because I saw Jason. You had to tweet out. It's National Beer Day today, but like you love celebrating the national whatever days.
There it is. There's my reference.
You got the calendar, and like this week was National Deep Dish Pizza Day. And Johnny, you sent this. He's like, I kind of want to talk about this. Home Run Inn is arguably the best thin crust pizza in Chicago, and its frozen pizzas are among the best nationally. They now added deep dish pizza to the menu. And I'm a big Home Run Inn guy. I've loved Home Run Inn since Johnny, when we used to play baseball we used to go play Little League, and then we would go to Home Run Inn, and apparently the deep dish, maybe I would try the Home Run Inn deep dish, but I know you want to talk about it, Johnny.
Well, I think this is a conversation that I've had with coworkers and all that about Home Run Inn pizza. Like, what's the best frozen pizza? Home Run Inn pizza. I'm going to say Home Run Inn pizza. The original Home Run Inn is the best to go to, not the ones like on Archer or wherever they have the other locations at. You have to go to the original one. That was probably the best one. Going in there, yes, on 31st Street.
Yep.
You went in there as a kid. You went in there. There was three things that you smelled. You smelled cigarettes, you smelled beer, and you smelled pizza. And then you had the arcades. And it was just a great. Speaking of the 90s, it was a great nostalgic place, and they had the best one. So now the frozen pizza is like same thing. It's up for debate. I think Home Run Inn's frozen pizza is actually very good. I think it's probably the top one. I don't know if anybody else agrees about that.
It's the one I buy.
Yes, I normally buy it pretty much all the time. I'll say if I had to go for like a number two, I would say maybe Geno's East. Then crust is actually pretty good as well too. Now the Home Run Inn deep dish pizza. I mean, I'll try. I love pizza, so I'll try it. I don't. Hopefully it's good. Is it going to be deep dish? Is it going to be like frozen deep dish, or you have to go to the actual restaurant again?
No, you got to go to the restaurant. They added it to the regular menu.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think Home Run Inn frozen pizza is among the best frozen pizza in the game. It's the one I buy all the time. Whenever I'm at the Jewels, I wait for the sales. Sometimes they got like because they're expensive. They're way more expensive than like a Jack's or Tombstone or anything like that. But sometimes you can find them like 2 for $11 or something like that, and I'll stock up on them. I like the margarita. I like the regular sausage, a couple sausage. And then Dougie, you turned me on to the like Giacobinos or something. It was like a flat crust pizza. Those things were phenomenal too. So
yeah,
those are my two go-tos.
Hand up, I've never had a frozen home run in pizza. I
gotta
try it. Yeah. I buy like the Screaming Sicilian, the lots of matzo, or
lots of matzo is good.
Wait, hold on. Have you ever had home run in pizza at all?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've had home run in. I just never had the frozen. I never bought the frozen.
Gotcha.
And I did see when we were grocery shopping Saturday, and I did see that Pizzeria Uno does have deep dish pizza in the frozen section now. So I was like, oh, you could just cheat and buy a frozen deep dish from Pizzeria Uno, but no. But
Petruski Park, yeah.
This was probably one of the best weeks because you had National Burrito Day, National Deep Dish Pizza Day, now you have National Beer Day. So,
that's why you got the tummy problems when you can't drink tonight.
Yeah.
You're just following up day after day after day. Tomorrow's gonna be like Nashville Hot Chicken Day, and Jason's gonna go out and have a hot chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I didn't even check what tomorrow is. So
it's just International Taco Bell Day. No big deal.
Yeah.
I normally don't have burritos. Like that's not like my thing. If I go to like a Mexican restaurant, I usually just get tacos or I'll get a torta. But I hardly ever get burritos.
We've talked about this in the podcast, but I only get burritos when I'm at work, when it's like we're on the move and like we have to. It's a good way to eat a lot of meat like on the go. But if I'm at a restaurant or bringing it home, I'd rather have tacos or tortas or gorditas or anything else. All right, let's keep it in the food category.
I just got to add one thing before we move on because I saw Jason's tweet about just getting a deep dish pizza. Did you forget to get it uncut again, or now are you team uncut?
I did get it uncut. I ordered it uncut.
We turned.
Are you an uncut guy? Hold on.
I will circle back on this.
Okay.
After I'll order a thin crust uncut, and I'll make the determination then. But I did get my deep dish uncut.
I think it mainly pertains to the deep dish, but
I got
yes.
you. We're still talking pizzas. I was asking like we were gonna find out your religion.
We're
gonna keep it
on the internet. So.
Yeah, let's roll. Let's start with the next.
We're gonna keep it with the food. We're gonna keep it with the food because it's Masters Week, and I'm a huge Masters guy. You guys know me. I'm the golf guy of the group. I love Masters Week. I'm actually doing a podcast with Sam. I'm gonna be on the Asscast on Thursday. It's Masters themed.
Who?
So we're gonna be talking King Ass. We're gonna be talking Masters. But I saw this floating around. I mean, it happens every year, but I saw this morning, and I said, I want to ask you guys specifically. We're not going to talk golf. We're going to talk concessions. If I give you $10 cash and we're at the Masters, what are you spending your money on? Because this menu, for as much as we complain about ticket prices, the Masters have always been really good with their pricing on things. And I feel like $10 can go a long way. So let's go. Let's start with the tum guy, Jason. I know you got a tummy, but pretend like you're okay.
If you give me $10, I'm doing the easy thing and I'm getting 2 beers.
I knew that was gonna be the cheap, easy answer. Son of a biscuit.
I'll carb up before the game, but like if I'm gonna be walking around and in the Augusta sun, the Georgia sun, I'm gonna need something to quench my thirst. So 2 beers.
You also got to figure, all right, you carb up in the morning, but golf tournaments last all day long. So you get there at 8 a.m. You're not coming home till like sundown. You're telling me you're not going to need a sandwich here or there?
Can I charge it?
$10 cash. Johnny, what do you get?
I'm going to go with the barbecue sandwich first off. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll probably get I'll probably get a blueberry. No, actually, you know what? I'll get a chicken biscuit breakfast sandwich as well too. Yeah. So I'll start that off, and then you got to go for a beer, So that equals out to the $10. So I'll probably get either domestic or import beer, either or. But that'd probably be my go-to.
What's the crow's nest, by the way?
I think it's like the custom cocktail. It's like a master classic, which I gotta say or whatever. My mom, obviously she went last year on my tickets. She was ranting and raving about this like peach something for breakfast, and it was a master classic, and I don't see it on the menu.
Yeah, there's a couple different.
They change it, right?
They also do like peach ice cream that everyone raves about.
Okay.
So maybe this was a different stand. I clipped this from somebody on Twitter, but
yeah.
Dougie, what are you going with?
Yeah, dude, I gotta go with the chicken biscuit. I'm going with that right out of the gate. So $2 there. The pimento cheese, my mom said was amazing. She said that
everyone raves about it, and I just can't bring myself to think pimento cheese sandwich is going to be good, but everyone raves about that sandwich.
Yeah, she said it was good or whatever. So I mean, I gotta go with it. I mean, it's $1.50. What am I gonna do? I gotta try it. Then I'd probably go. Let's see, I'm at $3.50 there. I'd go with a beer, and then I don't know, probably. I'm not going to, dude. That's the one thing I'm not doing. I'm not doing any of the salad sandwiches because that sounds like
then you're gonna have a tum tum.
You know what? I looking at this menu with the prices, this looks like Waste Management like pricing, like the Waste Management like open. I mean, you could get fucking drunk on at the Masters with the amount of like the beers and like
for the price they charge for the ticket, you better have cheap concessions. Let people get fucked up.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you pay so much for the ticket, but the raffle tickets, when you buy them, you don't buy them. You just win the tickets, and then you have the chance to buy them. All things considered, I thought they were pretty reasonable, right, Dougie? Like, how much did you have to end up paying for those tickets? Because I can't remember.
It really wasn't that bad. I think my mom said the most expensive thing was the parking in the hotel. But the hotel's out of their hands or whatever. But yeah, I mean, dude, I think I want to say maybe for the 2 tickets, it might have been like $1.20.
Yeah,
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a concert.
I thought they were going to be more expensive than that. Thought you'd be paying a couple $100 a pop for those things.
Yeah.
No. So everything was pretty reasonable.
Julie and I went to visit a friend in North Carolina a while back. It was Christy, Rick's sister, and we got enlightened to. This is an all-time fat move, so I'm going to admit it. But in the South, they got Bojangles, and Bojangles is a fast food place that sells chicken biscuits for breakfast, and everyone raves about them. And they're like, "Oh, you guys got to get Bojangles for breakfast." You're basically just eating chicken sandwiches for breakfast, and I'm like, "What a heck this is!" So I think I'm getting 2 chicken biscuits for $4. I'm gonna get a beer, and then for dessert, I'm a sucker for a mini moon pie. I love moon pies, so I think that's where I'm going with my money. I think I'm doing 2 chicken biscuits and skipping all of the other sandwiches.
One for now, one for later.
One for now, one for later. Yeah, but I got to make sure I buy it. It's going to be a pocket sandwich because I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it before 10 o'clock, keep it in like my fanny pack, and then eat it like at 2 when I'm after my 3rd or 4th.
Oh, that shit's going to be melted.
That's like this old coworker I used to have, dude. This dude was the cheapest old prick ever. He would go to McDonald's and he would get the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. And he's like, man, he goes, look at how cheap I am. I'm eating steak and eggs for breakfast, and then I'm eating a cheese bagel for afternoon. He would save the bagel for the afternoon, but he'd eat the eggs and bacon for breakfast, or steak and eggs for breakfast, dude. I was like, holy shit, man.
All right, real quick. Super chat from Gordo says, cheers,
oh,
bumps.
shit.
Cheers, Gordo.
Gordo.
Thanks for showing up late. Didn't hear me right here.
I think he heard you.
He may have.
All right. Next headline. It's all over the internet. It was Ovechkin breaking the goal record. He tied the goal record against the Blackhawks on Friday. I thought that game was electric. It was awesome to watch, even though the Hawks lost. But he broke it yesterday. He broke Wayne Gretzky's record, and I just want to get your quick thoughts on Ovi breaking the record, because the original thought I had was it was shocking that as a kid, I always thought Wayne Gretzky's records were never going to be broken. Like you were like taught to believe like no one's gonna catch Gretzky. And the points thing, no one's gonna catch him because he's
Right.
got more assists than anybody. But the fact that Ovi broke his record in the same amount of games, so
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's the thing that's
Yeah.
crazy. He's just as, if not more, prolific of a goal scorer than Wayne Gretzky. And I know Ovi had a couple injuries, he missed some time, but holy shit, man, is that career something to behold? I was like, that was fucking awesome that he did it in the same amount of games. So no one can complain like, oh, he played like 4 more seasons, or like, you know how like LeBron's gonna have every record just because he played for so long. It's like, no, exact same amount of games. I thought that was
great.
Cool.
My congratulations to Ovi. I didn't think he was going to beat Gretzky's record, but Bedard's coming for that ass. So that's gonna be a temporary. It's gonna be 20 years. Holding it for 20 years, 18 years, and then Bedard's got it. So
I saw that live. I was watching the game versus the Islanders and all that, and it reminded me of a sense when you like what they did with like Cal Ripken when he broke that all-time consecutive games record. They stopped the game. They did everything right. They did the whole ceremony. The Islanders fans were up. They were cheering. Everybody was cheering. It was just a moment in time where you just have to like wow. You couldn't believe that this record was going to be broken, and it did. And the fact that Wayne Gretzky was there, he said, "I want to be the first one to shake your hand when you break that record." He was there. His wife was there, and it was just a good moment for hockey. And I just thought it was incredible. It was like, I remember when Mark McGuire hit that 70th home run. I was watching that game. It was just one of those moments that, it's like, wow, like I can't believe I saw somebody break Wayne Gretzky's record. So that was incredible. And like, how everybody's been saying, like, congrats to Ovi. Definitely a Hall of Famer for sure. Won a Stanley Cup. So, I mean, kudos to him. Kudos to a very good career that he's had in the NHL.
All right, so I got a question. It was actually, Jason, your question that you asked me yesterday. We did a couple Bourbon Bums videos together, and you asked me. So I'll ask Dougie, because you're our hockey guy. Mm-hmm. The Capitol right now are an awesome team. They're in first place. They are poised for a deep Stanley Cup run.
Yeah.
He broke the record. Do you think he retires after this year?
I think he really wants 900. I think he really does. Gretzky offered him a car after on the ice if he can get to 900. Not that he needs it or anything like that. That's all just satire bullshit. But yeah, I think, yes, if he wins a Stanley Cup, I think he goes out no matter what. I don't think that they're going to win the Stanley Cup. It's that President's Cup trophy curse ever since the Hawks did it, that like it just teams they just run out of mustard. So I could see him coming back for maybe one more. It all depends. You lose that luster, like what's he chasing now? Now he's just chasing himself, and I saw this really funny meme this morning or whatever that said Wayne Gretzky's only 1 goal behind Ovi. So give him some space, baby.
He might strap it up and get his record back.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Back. He retired, and then all of a sudden Wayne Gretzky's out there, and you think he's gonna have the? No, I'm just joking. But the one thing that the classiest thing that I saw out of this whole thing is he could have totally got the hat trick on the Hawks, but he did not want to go on the ice for an empty netter. And
that
the coach tried.
I would have. I told Sarah the same thing we were watching. I'm like, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't want the record to come on a cheapie. I want to earn it.
And
so so are we looking at Michael Strahan's like sick?
Record?
Right.
Yeah, dude. I think everyone,
that was kind of cheap.
Bullshit. That was bullshit. Yeah. No, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I thought that was really cool too. And I saw people arguing like, oh, how many empty netters did Gretzky have? Like everyone gets empty netters, so like they all count the same. But I thought it was pretty cool that he's like, no, I want to do it, the right way. So dude.
I think he understood the moment or whatever. The coach obviously didn't. Coach was trying to get him out there. He's like, go out there and get it. And he's like, nah. He goes, I want to do this in the net. And then as soon as they got the empty netter, he went back out there and he was trying like hell to trying to get it on the Hawks. But
I mean, shout out to the Hawks goalie. The Knight turned into Dominic Hasek as soon as like he tied the record. Like,
yeah,
he wasn't playing all that great throughout the whole game, but like as soon as Ovi tied the record, he turned into a brick wall. He was standing on his head, doing everything he can because he had a little bit of pride. He said that record's not going to get broken on me. So I like that from him. I like that's good. You know, we said like he's the goalie of the future, and he's had some ups and downs since he got to the Blackhawks, but he's got the talent, right? Like you know he's got the talent. So it was like I like that he like fought, and he's like Ovi could have gotten that goal a couple of times, and Knight was standing on his head. So I like that too.
Did you guys by chance see what Budweiser did?
No. Did they send him?
I did see that. Yeah.
Budweiser sent a can of Budweiser Zero to each goalie that faced Ovechkin or whatever and didn't give up a goal to. So they mailed out, and they like it. It's a whole case with like solder blooms on there, like a whole bunch of them, like that have never. Yeah,
Budweiser did that with Lionel Messi too. They sent a can for when Messi broke the goal record for soccer. They sent a can to every goalie that he scored a goal on.
Oh, see, they did it the other way.
They did the opposite.
Yeah, they did it the other way. It was whoever made a save on him in an NHL game. So it was pretty cool.
All right, real quick, super chat from Turkey Fonseca. This is a shot for Jason, but it's a Pepto shot. I got you. Thank you.
Are you a Pepto? Are you like Imodium? What do you do when you got a tum-tum? Everyone's got their like cures, you know.
You know what? I just grit my teeth and push it out.
Just keep it flowing.
Yeah,
just keep it flowing.
No tongue.
And then if I have to, I'll nuke the system with some Taco Bell or White Castle and just flush it out.
It just makes it worse.
Yeah,
just double down on it.
Right.
Yeah. If I get like super nauseous, sometimes I'll do like the chewable Peptos.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not I kind of just stay away from all like that kind of stuff. So, all right, we got one more headline, right, Peter? Before we got to talk some socks.
We're gonna talk. I mean, the last headline was just the NCAA tournament and like the games that happened this weekend, both the women and the men. I know Johnny wanted to talk about it a little bit, but I think you're gonna talk about it at the end of the show, right? So maybe we'll save it for bums and MVBs.
All right, let's in with that. Let's play it after our sponsor, guys. The BumCast is proudly sponsored by Windy City Sports Cards, who specializes in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, or Cubs, they have you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast selection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. So visit their online store at 312WindyCitySportsCards.com to find exactly what you are looking for to complete your collection or discover a new favorite. All right, time to talk some socks, and unfortunately, we are back to reality. Maybe if we call this issue, maybe we should call this episode the Tum Tum issue because the socks are poop again. I got the poops. It's just all big bowl of shit. But after starting the season 2-2, we have lost 5 in a row. Getting swept this weekend in dramatic fashion by the Tigers, which kind of sucks. You know, we embarrass ourselves in front of Benetti, guys. Like, God damn it, we got to stop doing that. But the high hopes, the scoreless streak for the starting pitchers was abruptly, shut the door and, okay, that's not happening anymore. But we'll get your guys' thoughts because we can talk the bullpen. The bullpen is hot fucking garbage. They blew the game yesterday. Murphy, I think
Penn Murphy.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Ever since he blew that game for us, the Sox have been downhill.
Are you blaming it on Ben Murphy? Is he the product of your demise?
Yeah. Until he needs to be sent down to Charlotte or DFA'd immediately.
Didn't I say this last week? We were on a little bit of a high. We were like, I think they were like 2-1 or 2-2. I can't remember.
They were 2-2 on Monday.
Yes, so we were on a little bit of a high. The starters were doing good. Everything was looking good. We were talking about Ishba, I know we're going to talk about that in a second here, but we're talking about Ishba a little bit as well too. See what we're doing about the Luis Roberts Jr. stuff. And I said, let's wait until the following week and see where they're at. Let's, just to kind of like assess what happens with this team. I mean, they're back to where they were last year.
Yeah.
Well,
if you look at the winning percentage, they're technically worse than they were last year. But that's neither here nor there. I'm definitely not going to apologize for being high on the White Sox at 2-2. And we were all happy and drinking the Kool-Aid. We were coming off a high of whiskey at Comiskey. That might be the high of the season. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to have that, and I'm going to pocket that one good week we had. And then from there on, we knew it was going to be shit. We knew this bullpen was going to be bad. They didn't sign anybody. They signed like journeymen and quadruple A players. And we can't be surprised when you're trotting out Mike Clevenger in high leverage situations. And it's just like, what did we expect, right? Like, I talked about it last week, and I said, like, we're learning the tendencies of Will Venable, and I kind of liked it. Like, he's really dependent on lefty-righty matchups, and, like, he's doing things. And, like, obviously this is now the second week, so he's learning on the fly. We're learning on the fly. We're all kind of like, writing down notes, and I'm like, oh, Will Venable likes to do this, that. There's only so much he could do with this bullpen. Like, people were complaining about him bringing in Clevenger in the 7th, or he brought him in the 7th one game, and then obviously he's the closer in other situations, and people are like, well, why don't you just keep him the closer and stuff like that? I'm like, none of that matters. None of these guys matter. None of the bullpen matters. The starting pitchers and the people coming up at the middle of the season, those are the guys that matter. Luis Robert being bad right now matters because his trade value is tanking. So we got to pick and choose what we're happy and mad about. And I'm not going to get mad at the bullpen because we knew they were garbage last year, and they arguably got worse, right? Like, they don't have Brebbia anymore, and they don't have other pitchers that they had last year that were at least serviceable. And now it's just like a bunch of, like, we always have the saying of like Luis Robert and a bunch of dudes. And now it's not even Luis Robert. It's just a bunch of dudes.
Just a bunch of random dudes. I think I tweeted it out too. So when Murphy blew the game, for Shane Smith, which I thought he pitched great at his first start. And I was like, oh man, that kid changed up fucking nasty. And I think I tweeted out that I think Venable, he pulled a Robin Ventura at that moment. I mean, I know people were saying the kid was gassed. It was his first
start. I saw that.
I saw he had 2 outs, and I said I was like going back and forth with a guy, and I just said give him one shot. He's got 2 outs. He put the 2 on, but if he gives up something, then you pull him. But just let the kid get the quality start. That's what I was gonna. That was my point. Is let him get a quality start on his first ever MLB appearance, but. Didn't happen. Murphy comes in, immediately gives up the 5 runs. The Twins win that game. We don't come back because we don't have the offense to get the job done in those situations. But I think that moment just started the downturn. That was a big moral blah, and
I hate to break it to you.
We haven't covered.
The downturn was going to happen, whether it's Penn Murphy or anybody else. The bottom was going to fall out.
Yeah, but then Eller, yesterday, blowing the lead in the bottom of the 9th. I know it's bad. The bullpen's bad. Starting pitching's up and down right now. I mean, obviously we got a couple good, bright spots. We'll see how Shane Smith does on his second start. Martin Perez seems like he could be a guy.
He's going to be a trade. He's going to be a trade deadline guy because Martin Perez is a guy that someone else is going to want, which is a good thing.
But
that's probably
Jonathan Cannon, rocky start, and then Davis Martin, bad start. So let's hope that can we just play the fucking Angels all the time now?
I mean, it's not like the Tigers are. I mean, the Tigers are over 500 now because they play us, but it's not like the AL Central's any good.
No,
you still can't beat the Tigers. We're getting Bob Pants in our mentions every goddamn day because we just can't win one game against the Detroit Tigers.
I think he's kind of slowed down a little bit. How about that Wednesday game we went to?
Oh my God, Johnny! Before we get to the Wednesday game, you mentioned Davis Martin. There was a concerning start thing. Like his velocity was down like 2-3 miles per hour from start 1 to start 2, and I know it was cold, and obviously you're just getting going for the season. But he had a good start in the first one, and now like if his fastball is down and he's throwing meatballs at like 91 miles an hour, that's going to be a long season for Davis Martin. It's just something to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on. Hopefully it warms up and maybe he ramps back up to, because I mean, I'm not saying 94 is any good, but 94 is damn better than 91. And if he's not locating, which is what Davis Martin does, is like when he's on, he locates. But when he's off and he's throwing 91 mile an hour meatballs, Davis Martin's going to get hit pretty bad. So that's just something to keep an eye on. But yeah, Johnny, you mentioned we got reverse Jerried on Wednesday. I want to thank Yumper for the tickets and thank Jason for the tickets. So it was like a what is that movie with the human centipede of tickets?
Yeah.
Like Yumper had the tickets first, then Jason, you were supposed to go during the day, but you couldn't make it at night, and I was off work because of the rain. So I'm like, oh, I'm off of work. If you're not going to the game, I'll take the tickets because like I got nothing to do. And I was checking the weather, and I told you, I was like, there's no way this game is going to get in any earlier than 4:30. And I was watching the Twitters. I was following Scott Merkin. And when Scott Merkin had the tweet that the tarp is off, it was like 3:45. So I just started driving to the city. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm driving to the city. I text Johnny, and Johnny was getting off of work. We get to the game. So you got to think it was a 1:00 start. The game doesn't start till 4:30. So that's almost like that's more than a 3-hour rain delay. We get there. There was absolutely nobody in the ballpark except for our guy Road Dog. Credit to Road Dog. He was there sitting in the 108. He was just one person sitting in the 108. And we're like, that's all right. You know, like we'll grab a couple beers. We'll grab a Polish sausage and we'll watch some good baseball. Because at that time, they're still, I thought they were going to be, competitive. No, they got their ass kicked on the field. We got our ass kicked off the field because as soon as we got in, there were 0 concessions open except for 2 stands behind home plate, the Beggar's Pizza stand, and there was like a burger stand, burger and hot dog stand. Nowhere around the outfield, everything was closed. It looked like a ghost town, Johnny. And we're like, can we get beers? And Road Dog's like, no, the craft cave's closed. So we're like, we can't go there. We're like, so then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the Beggar's Pizza stand and ask for 2 modelos. I get there. This was 4:45. So the game started at 4:30. This is like 4:45, 4:50. She's like, all beer sales around the whole stadium are gone or like are done because apparently like they didn't have, like they had to send workers home, right? Like they can't be staying there for 3.5 hours and then working until the game's over. And I want to give credit to Nick Morawski. Obviously, Nick Morawski and a lot of the White Sox fans that are friends with, they have the podcast Sox and Sober. And I'm not making light of it. I almost wanted to call this podcast Sox and Sober because me and Johnny having to watch that product sober should be a crime. I was like, Johnny, what the fuck do we do here? We got a pizza and a water, and it was like we were 16 again. Johnny, we've been going to games together our whole life. Sometimes your dad would drop us off. Sometimes my dad would drop us off and we would go into the stadium together. It felt like we were kids again because like we can't drink and we're watching shitty baseball. I was like, look at us. We're 14 again.
Yeah, he was like telling me these ideas and I was like, this is the time I need a beer because he's just flying off the handles right now. So very quiet. It was very, very quiet. The only cool thing I will say though is that me and Peter actually got on the video, the scoreboard, but nobody was there basically. Right. So it was kind of like, all right, we're on the scoreboard, and like
nobody's there to see or care.
There's like 14 people there, and they're all Twins fans.
I got the video, so I'm gonna play the video, and this is an early MVB. We do MVBs at the end of the show. Road Dog was there to capture us on video because the Pride crew came on and they're like, do you guys want to do the Miller Lite cheers? And we're like, oh, hell yeah. We're like, we're getting Miller Lights at least because we're doing the Miller Lite cheers. And they're like, well, no, we can't give you Miller Lights. You're going to have to cheer with water. And we're like, what in the hell? I thought we found a workaround. But Road Dogg
Empty.
stayed there to film. And for some reason, they said no more rain after 4:30. It started pouring as soon as we got on camera. And Road Dogg stayed and filmed this video. So this is like 9 seconds of us cheering with water.
Nobody gave a fuck.
I have one question. When you went to the stand and they said they didn't have they sent the beer vendors home, which I completely understand. Do the people at the Home Run Inn Pizza or wherever the burger stand, do they not know how to pour beer off the tap?
They said they couldn't. I asked her because they had the taps there, and I ended up buying pizza and a water for me and Johnny. But I was like, can I get a Modelo? They're right there. And they said, no, they're not selling any beer.
I could be wrong. Road Dogg might know better than I, but I think as soon as they open up gates and as soon as they start serving beers, that's it. Like that's when the time starts. And they only get so much time, I believe. I could be wrong,
that makes sense too, right? Like the game was at 1. They opened the gates before the game.
Stupid move right there. Stupid ass move right there.
So, like, what can you do? Like me, as a landscaper, I follow the radar all the time, and I told you, I'm like, there's 0 chance this game is getting played until 4:30. But then at that point, you can't close the gates because there's people coming from out of town. There was a lot of people there. There was more people from out of town. There was Twins fans there. There's more Twins fans than Sox fans. So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because there were people at the park. I'm sure they got beer and food and everything else. But by the time we got there and the game started, everything was closed. And Road Dogg's right. It felt weird, man. It felt like they were just like, we could hear the wind, like the
flags. The flags were like, yeah, you could hear
like
that, and then you could hear like from the Stadium Club suites. You can hear Len Casper and DJ. You can hear their voices. I'm like,
you can hear the TV.
Yeah, you can hear the TVs. I'm like, this is insane. I mean, it was just very, very surreal.
Wow.
You had a good time though. So shout out to Johnny and Road Dogg.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Speaking of surreal, Jerry's not selling, according to Bob Nightingale.
Shocking, right?
Yeah,
with good health.
Yeah, so that's a thing. I saw people going insane about this on Twitter. People go insane on Twitter all the time. I don't think that's not a surprise. Justin Ishbia is getting ready to buy the team whenever Jerry's ready. He's 90 years old. Like if someone sneezes on him, it could turn instantly. So it's not like counterpoint. We could get a Virginia McCaskey situation, and it could be another decade plus. So we don't know, but I don't think that Bob Nightingale thing didn't do anything for me. Like I knew Ishbia's in line, whether I have to wait or we have to wait 2, 3, 4 years or even a little bit more. I'm just happy that Ishbia is the one in line because he's got a ton of money and he sounds like he's interested in winning. It just sucks that I'm still in good health. I'm not interested in selling. Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Do we maybe enter Jerry into the Fireball contest?
Ooh.
Yeah, Dougie mentioned that.
That would be funny. You know what the one glaring good.
No, Bonnie makes a great point. Jerry doesn't want to pay taxes on the sale, and that's the reason he's going to stay with this team until his untimely passing because he wants Ishbia to pay the taxes on that sale. And I'm sure I read somewhere where it's close to like $900 million if and when that happens or something like that. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I read that this morning. But yeah, somebody go cough on that guy, please.
I was just gonna say I left town and this team was world beaters, and I don't know what happened, what direction you guys put this team on the path or whatnot, but the one glaring obvious big change from last year is Sodfather might be done, bro. That dude hit. I was watching the clips, dude, and like my man's doesn't even have a full tarp anymore. He's got pieces. Like I'm watching him getting dragged around with some of his other guys. His crew looked terrible. I mean, I'm just kidding around. I mean, like they looked pretty fucking wicked out there, but
I mean, there was the winds and all that. I mean,
yeah.
I was telling our people, why don't you try to do that in those conditions as well too? Because that rain and see now you pissed off. Now you pissed off Peter.
Yeah, no, well, I had never seen first base a puddle like that, man, like ever.
I said it last week. He's washed.
But like you're back now, so hopefully you reverse the curse. You get the winning ways. Speaking of reversing the curse, Wrigley Field has a goose there now. They brought the goose into their
I
park.
saw that.
Wait, what?
A goose decided to take up a nest inside like one of the center field like planter boxes.
Oh, like a real goose.
Yeah, like a real goose. And I'm just thinking like, damn, maybe we need to bring a real goose and like put him somewhere in the stadium to reverse the curse.
I talked about it during
whole thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I talked about it during the 108 tournament. The people believe in the curse of the goose, and I say it all the time. The Eli Manning quote: "I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious." So if you think we need to bring some geese and or one singular goose into the ballpark, let's bring it back. Let's tailgate with some geese or something. We'll bring it back.
Is the rat hole in 108? Can we just take the board off and put the goose in, make him a little nest in there?
No, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jay. We talked about that during the day that we got reverse jerried. I told Beefloaf that little alcove should be like a mini fridge, and we put a couple of 2-3 drinks in there.
Little Shawshank Redemption action,
Yeah,
Take slide the board out, and we got a secret stash. Yeah, I like that.
We don't need raccoons at the game.
That is kind of the problem of the north side, though. They just let anybody go into those bleachers. You got Bleacher Jeff over there, doesn't have a real job. You got this goose.
Speaking of raccoons,
got this goose just living there now. You
got Prez shirtless.
Shut up, Prez. Prez committed to that bit. He looked good. He was having a hell of a time. So I like Prez.
All right. Should we talk some farm?
We said we're gonna do the farm report, and we were let's transition from the goose to the farm report.
All right. So again, I'm looking up for the past week and seeing how our boys are doing. So we'll start off with Kyle Teal. Not a good week. Hit 091, 2 for 22 with 10 Ks. That's he for the player of the week. He came down really fast.
Came back down to earth. Dude, we talked about it last week, and we were all excited. Everyone was in the comments. I think Tadahito and a couple other people, #promote. And at this point, I'm telling you, Jay, like we need to do like a #promote shirt or something. But if he's striking out like every 4 out of 10 times he's at bat, that's the problem. I know it's the one thing. I'm not gonna apologize for being happy again because like the farm system had a good week last week. The Sox had a decent week. They were 2-2 by the time we recorded. I'm not gonna apologize for any of that, but it was a damn small sample size, and I know it's still only 2 weeks, so like things are gonna be like this for a little bit. But yeah, I think between Teal and Carroll, do you have Carroll stats? Because
so Carroll
are a little better.
Yeah, so he bet a tree. He went 6 for 18. Nothing too flashy with power or anything, but hey, you want a guy who's going to get on base, right? So,
average, yeah. So Kyle Teal was International Player of the Week, and then in a typical Sox fashion, crashing down. But at least Edgar Cuero, consistent. That's what we want, consistency to start the season. So, good start for Edgar this so far. Next up, everyone's saying Chase Mydraw. 385, 5 for 18 and 2 home runs. So good week for him.
All right, so that was going to be my question. Is this just in the last week, or
just in the past 7 days?
So he's got 3 home runs for the season. I
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah,
And he's
this
got
is- so
good
this is
glove.
just
He's got
past-
great
yeah.
defense.
Yeah, so I just
Hashtag promote.
pulled stats from the last 7 days. And
That's
like I
good.
said,
That's
just put a quick little high level up there and everything. So but yeah, Chase he hopefully at this point he might be the first one being called up if he keeps it up.
We thought Kyle Teo was going to be like that, and let's
Hey,
see.
you know what? You strike out 10 times, man. Like you got to fix that. You
Yes.
can't have that. So speaking of striking out, Colson Montgomery still bad.
Still bad.
He struck out 9 times last week.
Wow.
18 total Ks to start the season for Colson Montgomery. He is
He's going to have to go back to college.
He might be joining Colas pretty soon.
They gave him a day off this week, which they probably need to give him like a week off to get his mind right or something.
He's got that.
Off.
He's got that Robin Ventura type of, where when Robin Ventura first came out, he was like 0 for 47 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what it feels with Colson Montgomery. I think he's thinking too hard. I think he just needs to relax.
Pressing.
You're right. Yes, I think what it is that he needs some time, a little time off. Get his mindset, get back on there. So yeah, maybe I would say a week would probably be a good idea because he's not. What was last week? How many Ks did he have?
Worse. Yeah, I mean, yes.
It was like what,
9.
12?
It was 9 because he's got
9?
no. It's
Yeah,
9.
it's 18.
Oh yeah,
19.
yeah.
So
Peter with the simple math.
I
you
suck
calling
at
me
that.
you calling me simple motherfucker? No.
Well, no, I was thinking of a shirt for these prospects. We can call them Jerry's kids.
I just spilled my beer.
Are we gonna get sued for that?
Gary's kids. No, the one thing I saw Danny Miller and Ian Eskridge, obviously the future Sox guys, they do a great job, breaking all of this stuff down. And Colson's had a bad back. He had a bad back all like spring. And they were saying like his swing looks longer, and I don't know if he's overcompensating because he's pressing and it's like, protecting your chickens and your mentals kind of deal, or he's overcompensating because he's got a bad back. One of the two. It's either physical or mental or both, but he's got to figure it out, man. And at this point, he's had enough sample size in the minors where it's like maybe he just doesn't figure it out.
Yeah. No, I think honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps this up, they send him down to Birmingham. So
that's gonna break him. He's too young. Like they gotta figure it out.
I feel like he's gonna keep on breaking himself if he doesn't. Someone's gotta fix him. Whatever. All right. Anyway, speaking of AA, let's go to our 2 pitching guys because the season started last Friday for Birmingham. So we got Noah Schultz. He went 4 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, had a 9 ERA. So not an ideal first start for our number 1 guy, but I'm not worried about it. I think get the rust off and he'll be back next start. I think will be good. But 8 hits, 4 earned runs, not ideal for the first game.
Not great.
No, but who was great? Hagen Smith. 4 innings pitched, no hits, only 1 earned run. He gave a solo shot, struck out 10 in his first start. So hell fucking yeah, Hagen Smith. He was. We said like we saw him at Sox Fest. Like he's gonna be the dude. He's gonna be a dude.
Hulk Hagen.
Yeah.
Print the shirts.
Yep.
We saw it. There was one game that CHSN broadcast during the spring training where he pitched. And I know White Sox Day, I talked about this before, but like White Sox Day was kind of breaking him down and kind of like, it's not just him that said this, but like he has a lot of like Carlos Rodon to him. And just looking at that stat line and like the 10 Ks and everything else, he does have a little bit of Carlos Rodon to him. I like that dude. Obviously, it's still AA, but like he of all of them, and Schultz too, because Schultz shown that he's got the stuff. Those 2 guys can be nasty, and that's where this or the starting pitching right now is lacking. We got a lot of journeymen. We got a lot of people, pitching for contact and really kind of like maneuvering your way to a win or a quality start where like you're not just blowing people by and you're not just making people look silly. And both Hagen Smith and Noah Schultz have some of that. And that's what we need. So it's like I'm excited about it, but yeah, it's still early. He's got a long way to go. You don't want to rush things because we've seen what happens when the White Sox rush people. But Hagen Smith seems like he seems like he's the real deal.
And sorry, I misspoke. Hagen Smith did not give up a solo shot home run. That was not. He gave up only the one earned run, but he walked 4. So yeah, that was not a home run. Sorry. My mistake. All right, so that's their farm report. And I'll just keep an eye on for the guys and our top guys and see how they're doing next week. And hopefully Teal and Montgomery can bounce back because that's the guys I think a lot of people are focused on.
Montgomery needs a huge bounce back. I hope he does.
One more thing before we wrap up White Sox talk, because this was kind of everywhere and people were upset about it. I had to tweet out there. We talked about the leaks, if you will, but this one seems like there's a little bit more legs to it. The City Connect jerseys being, basically Bulls jerseys. Are we all out on it?
All out.
Yeah.
That's no. That's not Sox color. What are we? Red Sox? All of a sudden, get out of here.
Red Sox is just Bulls. I mean, it's just
yeah.
I know, but I mean, it's basically Red Sox color, right? So I mean,
I mean, dude, that was like literally you remove the Nike symbol. That's every flea market when FUBU came out. Like that's all it is. It's just a knockoff FUBU.
Yeah, I mean, this guy Romeo, he does like a lot of like streetwear drops and stuff like that. He's got like 26,000 followers. It could be bullshit, but it seemed from a couple other people that I saw, it seems like it can be the real deal. And yeah, man, it's a problem. It's just a problem because we talked about it. Like we knew like Nike and MLB and White Sox were gonna redo the City Connects just because like you're trying to print money and you're gonna do it every other couple years. But the South Sides were so good that this is an epic downgrade from that.
Yeah,
I wonder if this is maybe possibly like a test run to see what other people would have thought about
it. Put the feeler out there.
Yeah,
like let's see how this goes because I heard a lot of people I heard more negative than positive.
That's how you do market research nowadays. You don't bring in focus groups and ask them a million questions and have them
just leak
flip a buzzer. You just have a leak and get the real time reactions on quote tweets and everything else. Like
that's what they did with Itchy. That's what they did with Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons when they had to put Poochie on there.
Poochie the dog. Yeah, I said they're just combined. They're combining both shitty Reinsdorf teams, and we don't deserve that.
Yeah. All right, let's play an ad from our sponsor. The original Chickies Beef is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Lent is here, and the last thing you want is to go to hell. So don't miss out on Chickies' fresh beer-battered codfish sandwich, available every Wednesday and Friday. Made from scratch, this sandwich features beer-battered cod, melted American cheese, zesty tartar sauce, and crunchy pickles. Also, make sure you check out their menu for a variety of other Lenten specials you don't want to miss. So don't upset Jesus. Stop into the original Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside, and tell them the Bum sent you. All right, we're going to get a couple quick Bears notes before we get to music video. But, Peter, I forgot something we've got to mention at the start of the show. The hairball, the giveaway.
Yeah, so if you guys are in the comments and you are free on Friday, the Ramova is having hairball. This Friday, April 11th, they're having hairball, which is one of the biggest 80s cover bands in the country. They have like a Vegas show and now they're touring. It's basically like if you like Journey and AC/DC and Queen, Kiss and all those bands, it's an epic night out at the Ramova. It sounds awesome. I'm going to try my damnedest to be there with Julie. And we're giving away 2 tickets. Yeah, we're giving away 2 tickets for this Friday. So if you're in the comments and you're able to attend, just let us know, comment hairball. And honestly, first person to comment hairball wins the tickets because that's the easiest, fairest way to go about it. If you're able to attend on Friday and you're interested in going, we're going to give away these 2 tickets. We'll tweet it out right now too. But yeah, thank you to everyone at the Romova. They've been, I mean, obviously good friends with us from the tailgate and the beer and our events and our watch parties. So if you can go, let us know. We'll give away those 2 tickets.
You should have done the first 10 callers or something like
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Get
No,
like a
first
phone
10
line.
callers.
First
that
10
up?
callers. Yeah.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
don't get my
We can do
number
that.
out. Yeah, let's go get a landline or something. Or
Also, there was a possibility. I was worried. I was like, oh, if people aren't watching, they can't make it. If no one claims the tickets, we'll give them away on Twitter tomorrow.
All
And
right.
either way, these tickets are going to be given away to somebody.
All right. Let's get a couple quick Bears notes here, because draft is right around the corner. But the first thing that came to mind, or came on our radar, was the stupidity.
Stupid.
The Bears and the Bengals joining forces. What? I don't know where this came from, but apparently, instead of having a team 300 miles away, we're just going to combine stadiums and have the Bengals play in Chicago. So the Chicago Bengals we're going to have 2 football teams now.
Yeah, that's basically what Pro Football Talk talked about. And you said, I don't know where it came from. It came straight from Mike Florio, credited, like guy, Pro Football Talk. A great account. I follow them all the time. They do great work. This came straight out of left field. And I wondered, we talked about like Bob Nightingale being in the pocket of Jerry and stuff like that. Did Mike Florio get a little bit of money from either Kevin Warren or the owner of the Bengals? Because the owner of the Bengals, their contract and their stadium lease is coming up real quick. And if they don't get a stadium deal done in Cincinnati, they do have free reign to go wherever. So I was wondering, like, maybe the Cincinnati Bengals talk to Florio and Pro Football Talk and be like, hey, let's put this out there just to see what happens and kind of give like put pressure on the city of Cincinnati. But we've heard of this in the past, right? Like, if there was going to be an AFC team in Chicago, I always thought it was going to be the Khan family and the Jaguars. They have ties to Chicago. Both him and his son love the city of Chicago. So I thought if this were ever to happen, you'd have an AFC team and an NFC team. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is like pie in the sky. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in Chicago.
I wouldn't hate it. I don't hate it.
Well, hold on. Let's slow your roll.
No, I'm happy.
Before
you have tummy problems right now.
I do.
I don't want you to get that excited. Wait, so you would, like, if we had like the Chicago Bengals or something like that, I'm pretty sure they would call it something else, or maybe they might keep it Bengals.
No, they keep it the Bengals.
I don't know. Keep it the Bengals. Okay. You would like root for that team as well too?
Yeah.
I would root for them. Yeah. It wouldn't be like a Cubs Sox situation because they've never been rival. Like the Bengals or even the Jaguars, they don't have nothing to do with the Bears. So I would have, I already have, and you know what? Julie's in the comments. I got to be very careful.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You better watch out.
I always said, like, my AFC team is the Steelers because, she's yelling at me. She said that. She said, I've always had the AFC team as the Steelers.
And she's saying in the comments, gross, I don't want Burrows in my state. Well, that brings Pittsburgh to your home state every year.
That's true.
Oh, that is true.
That
is true.
That's
a great way of looking at it. I didn't think about that one.
Then you get the wherever Arlington or wherever the new stadium is, it would be it's basically the New York Jets, New York Giants situation, right? Like you would just have, every. She said, "I take it back."
Yeah. She's backing. She's backing everybody.
Yeah. No, so now you get the Steelers once a year.
I got to shut that down right now. I'm not a fucking Chris Christie. I'm not rooting for 2 Chicago football teams. I have my allegiance. That's it.
All right.
Done.
Yeah, I don't know if I could like if it would be like the Chicago Bengals or whatever. I don't know, man. I mean, that alliance with the Bears and stuff like that. I mean, but then again, I mean,
dude,
you're hankering for a Super Bowl team as well too. So things could change, but I just I don't know if that'll ever happen. At least with the Bengals. I think you're right, Peter. I don't think that's something that would happen. But it would be interesting though.
The Bears are my 1-1. I'll always root for the Bears.
Yeah.
But I talked about it on the BumCast promo. George McCaskey had a couple quotes this week. One of them being that
Somebody screenshot that.
That's it. He says that he hopes his goal is to keep the Bears in the McCaskey family for another 100 years. So if that's the case, he talked about that this week. My loyalty is to the Bears, but my loyalty is not to the McCaskey family. They haven't done enough to garner my loyalty. So if it is the Bengals or the Jaguars or someone else, I am going to root for them. I love the Bears first and foremost. That's never going to change. But I love football and I love my city. I love football more than any other sport besides soccer. So it's like, yeah, if you give me more football, more opportunities to watch football, sign me up.
I kind of feel like this can actually happen where in the future you could probably see a second Chicago team. I've heard these rumors before, like, you know, we keep on hearing it, you know, and obviously I know this is probably like, you know, again, we were talking about Bob Nightingale and all that. It's just trying to like stir the pot and all that.
Yeah. That's what this was.
It is a possibility that we can carry two Chicago teams. We did it before. We had the Cardinals. We had the Chicago Cardinals until like the 50s. So it is possible to carry two NFL teams in Chicago.
I mean, the LA does it, New York doesn't. Why can't Chicago do it? Especially if you're trying to broker a deal and these cheap ass owners don't want to pay up the money to build their own stadiums. And the taxpayers and Pritzker said that they're not going to do it. Maybe you're going to have to split the cost with another owner because they're that cheap. You know, like if you're building a home, you're like, you know, now the Bengals and the Bears are like, oh yeah, we're too cheap to build it ourselves. But like, if we split the cost, maybe we're interested.
Those stadiums are so watered down though, dude. Like there's no like feel to them, you know, like they flip them out every Sunday, whether it's the Giants or, you know, whatever. That's the thing that sucks about it, man. It's like, don't expect any real statues out there, you know, don't expect shit like that, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the shit that kind of sucks.
You want it to be like, hey, I'm going to a Chicago Bears game and not just like, hey, we're going to a dual football stadium.
I feel like home, you know.
That makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah.
All right. One last note, Jay. Because the other McCaskey note was not only that he wanted to keep the you know, like the Bears in the family for another 100 years, which, you know, sent shivers down my spine. Yeah, but it was that he admitted that he sided with the Green Bay Packers and they voted against, or they voted for banning. They banned the tush push. They tried to ban the tush push. Right now, the voting was split 16-16. So they shelved it until their next owners meeting, which I think is going to happen. There's like one more before the beginning of the year. So it's only a couple months, but like I had a video out there and I think I only posted it to TikTok, but like this was such a boneheaded decision by the McCaskies, right? This is an easy win for us meathead fans. And yes, I said it like we're calling myself a meathead, but side against the Packers on this, you know, like the tush push, they said it and they're like, player safety, and there's absolutely no evidence that play is more dangerous than every other play in football when you're running head first at full speed one against another. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit argument.
You think Dennis Allen's gonna be like, oh yeah, Bannon? He's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna stop that shit. Yeah, he's like he ain't gonna be like Bannon. He's gonna be like, no, you want it to be stopped, you gotta stop it. Like that's
I just thought it was so stupid. It was like, go against the Packers. You're so anti-Packers every other time. Just vote against it.
Do you remember obviously I'm gonna talk about the 85 Bears. That defense, the 46 defense, nobody could figure it out. Nobody at all until they actually figured it out. Yeah, I'm not saying that this tush push is like a type of thing on the offensive side, but somebody's going to figure it out. It's going to be to a point where like, all right, I know what they're going to do. We'll figure it out to stop it. So I mean, it's going to be stopped. I mean, it's not going to be relevant. Remember when they had the also too the oh my gosh, I'm trying to think the what's that offensive play where they had the running back,
the Wildcat.
The Wildcat.
Yeah, I mean, like everybody was looking at the Wildcat, like, how do I stop this play? Like just a fucking running back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Here's my whole take on that. Did he have to disclose that he was the one that voted no? Because if it's not public, eventually
They asked him.
Well, I don't care if they asked him. Lie.
No, I mean that's the one thing I complain about George McCaskey only doing media like 2-3 times a year, and like they're always closed off and thing. So like if someone asks him a question and he's honest about it, at least I gotta give him credit for that, because the other 8 months out of the year he's just in his ivory tower not answering questions.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference if he lies? Like he's been lying to us that he's been trying to get this team to be a winner for how many years? So what's the difference?
Hey, we're starting this. It starts this year.
They're undefeated. But Bears are undefeated in 2025.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that.
They're on the up and up.
All right, you guys ready for some nonsense here?
Yeah,
we are ready for some nonsense.
I thought we were talking about that.
We were. All right, it's time for the first ever Guess That music video.
So Strokes.
Shout out AI and Gronk for that bad.
Yeah, that's terrible. Dude.
That was a Strokes. I got it. Next question.
Had a stroke.
All right, so what I did, guys, here's the rules of the game. I clipped a screenshot from some 90s music videos here. And the caveat is the artist is not going to be in it. So you will not see the artist at all. It might be a little difficult, but if you guys have watched a lot of MTV in the past, a lot of music videos, maybe you guys get this. So we can do it two ways. We can say first one to get it right wins the round, or we can go around the horn in consensus. But
let me put my glasses on so I can see.
Yeah. All right. So first up, guys, here's the first music video from the night. Oh, nope.
Pro Football Talk. Mike Florio.
Damn.
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Nope.
Oh shit. All right. Oh shit.
I know what this is.
Go.
Wait.
I know what this is too.
Wait. It can't. It's just not the artist. You have to think of the song, right?
You got song and art. If you want to get the point,
it's Mary J. Blige, right?
Wrong.
No.
Sorry.
Oh fuck.
No.
Wait, hold on.
All right, you guessed already. I'm going. All right. I'm gonna guess. Is it P. Diddy, Puff Daddy?
No.
Son of a
I don't think I would want that on.
Damn it. That like eliminates mine.
Damn, I've seen this video before.
Fuck.
This is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Just by the first screenshot.
All right, you guys all guessed the comment has got it right. JT, Missy Elliott Can't Stand the Rain.
Oh, that's a good video. Is that the one with she's got the garbage bag on?
Yep.
I don't like that song.
Super duper fly.
Super duper fly. Super fly.
Yeah. Point for JT.
Yo, shout out JT. He's winning.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. I got 10 of these, by the way. So round 2.
Okay.
Oh
shit.
Jeez.
Damn, these are gonna be hard. This is gonna be a Lawrence versus Viking type of situation again, because we're not gonna get one right. But I know these.
Guana Boys.
This is Nelly or
all right.
You said 90s. You said 90s,
right?
Yeah,
There's
90s.
no
Okay,
there's
gotcha.
so I
there's
will say
2000s?
the one caveat. This one I did fuck up on. It is 2000. It is the year 2000. Everything else is
okay,
90s.
but
I did check the release date on this because I was unsure after I put it together. This is the only 2000 one, so we're sliding it in. But
So is this Nelly?
I need the name and the song.
Country
Johnny.
Grammar?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Johnny with the point. It is Nelly Country Grammar.
All right.
That's good. Good job.
Yes. there was a lot of him dancing in front of the cars, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the screenshot was a little difficult to come for this one. So I fucked up on this one. It was not 90s. It was 2000. I apologize.
I got it. Next one.
All right, next one.
Also, now this is me nitpicking. We couldn't just make these, the 16:9 frame.
I tried to screenshot and cut.
All right. I know the artist. I can't.
This is Salt and Pepper. Shoot.
No.
Son of a bitch.
The artist is right. I just can't think of the fucking name right now.
Yeah, well, can I guess again?
No. You had your turn. Go ahead, Dougie. I'm trying to think right now.
I knew I got it. Give me half a point. It is Salt and Pepper.
Dougie got it.
Yeah, the comments got it.
No.
Did it push it?
Let's push it.
Push it. Yeah.
All right. Point for Dougie.
This was kind of Spinderella was part of the band. This was that was gray area there.
Yeah.
But it's not that's all Pepper.
That was not salt or pepper. Yeah, you're right. I
No.
still want half a point. Give me half a point.
No.
You did get the artist, but all right. Next one.
I mean, this is gotta be Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the name of the song?
I don't know. By the time Forgot About Dre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre's Forgot About Dre, because by that point he was like it was nothing on the Chronic.
And this one, he was saying that he was listening to his Will Smith speech.
Yeah, I was at home listening to my Will Smith CD.
Hold on, I should get some credit for that. At least some credit.
I'll give. It'll be like round the horn. I'll give Johnny a point just for.
Was that 99 or 98?
Wait, Peter gets
It was
one.
99.
I think it was
99.
Yeah.
Peter gets the point. Yump gets a point.
Thank you. Yeah, you got if you're doing the Tony Reale thing, you got to pass the points around.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Points for everyone. All right. Number 5.
Oof.
Oh wait, if I see horns, my first thought is like it's got to be like Rex and Effects Rump Shaker or something. But that's more of a saxophone and not like a trumpet. So now I'm overthinking it.
No,
That's a trumpet.
It's a trumpet.
That's
totally
what I'm
a trumpet.
saying. Like,
Gotcha.
I'm saying when I think horns, I think
Yes.
Rex and Effects Rump
Gotcha.
Shaker. But a trumpet, now I'm thinking of something else.
Snow.
That's no.
Informer.
Informer. Make your boom boom down.
Did the comments get it? Stefan
You
Jose in the comments.
you guys have not have to guess. You have to say your guess before.
No, the
Yeah,
comments.
I feel like if the
Alright.
comments beat us, they should get
Yeah,
it. You know?
yeah. If the comments beat us, then they should get.
Yeah,
the
we got
points.
no. Yeah, we got no other. Well, did they get it or no?
Is it Tupac?
Stephanie got it. It is Tupac. I ain't mad at you.
I wasn't gonna get that.
Yeah, I was
regardless.
gonna. Yeah.
Point for Stephanie. All right. Next up, we got 5 left.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
I can see it.
This seems like some bullshit like Will Smith would do.
Will Smith. Oh yeah. From,
Will Smith getting jiggy with it.
yeah.
No.
No, but that's not it. Yeah.
I was gonna go a little Mariah Carey.
No.
That can't be. Oh. Oh my gosh.
No.
It's on the tip of my tongue right now.
Come on, Johnny, get it out. Get it out, Johnny.
The artist is right there, right?
I can't give you guys hints. Like,
I mean, you can. Who's making the
You
rules?
should.
all right.
Yeah, you didn't say that. You didn't say anything about it.
Someone in the comments got it.
Oh, so it is clicking.
No.
Shirting.
No.
Busta, right?
It is Busta.
Yeah, Busta.
You
As
know,
soon as I saw the comment, I remembered.
you know what the song is, Dougie, for a point.
That one where he goes,
He does that for every single one.
Is that the one where he's like
Keep
fell
going.
down and I bumped my head? Like he where he's like knocked out by the tree or some shit? Like
No.
right at the beginning? No. Okay.
All right. It is Busta. It is Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
All right.
when I was a little shorty, I fell down and bumped my head. And when I bumped my head,
Yep. All right. Next up. This is a twofer. You get a twofer clue. I fucked up on the cropping. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay.
Is this Jay-Z? Oh shit.
This can be a Jay-Z.
I feel like
I'm gonna guess Jay-Z.
Yeah, but we got to figure out the song.
I know. I'm thinking. Hold on.
Is
Now
this not hip hop music?
It's all rap.
Yeah, it's all hip-hop.
It's
Rap.
all 90s rap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Big Pimpin' was gonna be my guess. Yumper got it.
Yeah, it is Jay-Z Big Pimpin'.
It
Yeah.
checks out. Checks out. It does look like a Diddy party.
I remember one summer when it was the only summer I was working with Peter. Your cousin Lalo kept on singing this song.
Oh, he was
over
obsessed.
and over
He was
and
obsessed with that
over
song.
and over again.
All summer long. It was a summer banger.
It was a good song.
Yeah, that's why I gave you the twofer on that one, because it might have been a little harder to pick for all the partying, but that is Jay-Z's Big Pimpin'. Point for Peter and Yump. All right, next up. Speaking of
Notorious B.I.G. I just listened to the song today.
All right. Whatever Johnny picks, I'm picking the opposite. All right, so I'm gonna go. I'll go first. I don't think it's Juicy, but I'm gonna.
No,
Go.
somebody already got it on the comments already.
Oh, Big Papa.
Yeah.
yeah. Point for the beef loaf.
Point for beef, taco, and Joey P and Yumper are kind of killing this game. Next time we should have them on and kind of battle. By this point, I was listening to Green Day Dookie too much.
Wait, hold on a second. But have they been drinking? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's
National
National
Beer Day.
Fun fact that hot tub was actually full of KY jelly.
That's not a fun fact.
Next question.
Baby lotion.
Yeah, it was also baby
lotion.
lotion.
Was it? Oh, sorry, was it baby lotion?
Oil.
Get your fun facts straight.
Yeah,
Baby oil.
Baby oil.
Baby oil. All right. Next up.
Oh, fuck.
Dong song. Cisco.
Point for Johnny.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
It's pretty good.
You know, I played that song earlier today, and I cannot get it out of my head now. I like him doing the fucking like beach dances and the flips and everything, and dong 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 dong. I can't. It's fucking catchy as fuck.
I wonder if this photo's triggering Taco over there.
I know. I was gonna say this is not going well with Taco right now.
Yeah.
All right, we got one left. See if you guys can go end on a high note here.
Oh, this is Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Shit, I got this. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, baby. Gin and juice, right?
I got a gin and juice. Yeah, gin and juice.
Yeah. Yep. Comments got it too. Everyone.
Aware.
Yum. Beef. Joey P says gane juice.
Yeah,
gane
that too.
I did like that version too. It was like the B96 version.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Who wins the comments?
I think comments are winners. JT
Comments
got a
win
lot. Beef got a
Yeah.
Joey P.
Yeah.
Yumper.
Commenters are winners. Yes.
Yeah, Steph and Jose too. The comments did way better job than we did.
All right, so we do this again. I think we can either go with 2000s pop.
No.
Oh, I was thinking
No, we should hold on. I think we should do this. Oh no, if somebody's doing it, maybe I'll do the next one. I'll do the next one and I'll put up I'll do like 90s I'll do
Alternative.
90s rock.
I
yes,
think-
alternative. Yes.
I think
I
90s
think that's a good one.
alternative.
Yeah,
and
we'll
then,
do that too. I'll do it.
2000s pop. And then we said it, Jason, when we talked yesterday, like we could also do this with like movie scenes, but like without the actors in them.
Yeah.
Like there's the possibilities are endless.
Yep.
I like it.
Hold on this.
All right. Good job. All right. With that, time to bump some people, guys.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum.
Bum. All right. Let's get to our. Oh, that's still Dr. Dre.
Not a bum.
All right, get to our listener bums and MVPs. First up, Sidney Brown, MVP. Pittsburgh Pirates fans for protesting at the home opener last Friday versus New York, chanting "Sell the team." I thought it was going to go a different direction with the Pirates and the Roberto Clemente, the bum, not MVP, but a bum. Oh, he did. Sorry, I got to
Keep going.
I gotta
Keep it going. Keep it
Oh,
going.
the Pirates organization for temporarily replacing the Clemente banner with the adult beverage ad. Bad move. Yes, bad move. They're just mad because they got caught.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, they apologized way after the fact when they had to change it again. Yeah, it's just a bad look. I mean, obviously, everything the Pirates does is like a bad look, but this was egregiously bad.
Yeah. Next up, Jeff Bartlett, bum. The Pittsburgh Pirates were taking down that Roberto Clemente sign in right field at PNC Park. Not sure what they really thought was going to happen before taking it down. They wanted that. They wanted to pull Jerry there and get the monies.
Yeah, that's all it was. Add money.
CD44 MVP, Vlad Guerrero, nice little $500 million payday. I think that's a bad move on his part, just settling for $35 million in baseball. For tying himself to the Blue. I mean, the way that baseball. No, because I'm. Hold on.
I would love to have one.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
Yeah.
The way that baseball contracts are being doled out right now, either he's not really betting on himself. He's just taking the payday. He could probably get more money per year if he has a really good productive career. So Blue Jays might be getting a deal on that one.
Yeah, but what if he wants to stay as a Blue Jay?
And that's fine. I get that, but I'm just you could always just renegotiate after 4 or 5 years and sign.
That's the thing, dude. I think the lockout's coming, and the owners, not the Dodgers and not Steve Cohen, but everyone else are gonna do their damnedest to not be able to do this anymore. The other thing was, I mean, Vlad Guerrero Jr., don't get me wrong. He is a superstar and he's awesome. But like everyone else getting these contracts, it's Shohei Ohtani and like Mookie Betts and Juan Soto. I just don't put Vlad Guerrero Jr. on that level. So if you're getting the $35 million for 14 years or whatever.
That was my point. Maybe maybe he's just not betting himself. Maybe he, like Yump was saying, he was smart. He knows the lockout's coming. But I would say, like, if I know I'm going to be better, I would maybe try to bet for more money. But that's.
So you think he's worth more money than $500 million?
I think he could potentially get there. I think he could get to those like $50 million a year.
He already bet on himself twice and won. Because like they offered him like 125 million or something like that, like X amount of years ago, and he turned it down. And that deal could have been easily done for maybe another 25 mil or something like that. And then just recently, I think that they offered him like 300 and something million or something, and they've been ongoing with him. So it's like I don't know. I think he kind of won this. I think who knows, with a player like him, dude. With how fat he is, he could have like the Prince Fielder, and that's no disrespect. It could be like a Prince Fielder thing, dude. You don't know how
one swing, pull the fat, you're done,
dude. That's it, dude. Backs, man. It's the fat guy's thing, man. I mean, so back or a knee or something, So I think he did it.
I know if you're taking it for the security, I get it, but I think he could have probably cashed in for
now. Who should be kissing his ass is fucking what's his name on the Cubs?
Tucker.
Ricketts.
Tucker. Tucker's gonna get paid.
That's the first
if it's up to Cubs,
is like Tucker's better than Vlad Guerrero Jr. in my opinion.
Yeah,
and he's getting 500.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the Cubs
last year.
We talked about this in maybe bums in the bleachers. I'm sure have talked about this ad nauseum, but like The fact of the Ricketts, as soon as that trade happened, didn't lock him up. And the way he started this season, like if I'm a Cubs fan, and obviously none of them are, I'd be fucking pulling my teeth out right now because you gotta pay this guy.
Didn't I read something though that I don't think they're going to. That he wanted to get to free agency though.
No, he said he was when he got traded. He said he was open to negotiations like right away. He said
I thought I read somewhere that his agent said he wanted to hit free agency. But
do you think that he's going to get less or more than 500?
He'll get 500 for less years.
Yeah, I think he deserves more money than Vlad Guerrero Jr. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've always loved Kyle Tucker. Since he was with the Astros, I always loved his game. He hits for average, home runs, just everything about him. I know we'll see. It's obviously I don't know. It's going to be the Cubs are going to be paying him, but
I don't think the Cubs are. But that's crazy. I think they should.
Then what? You did all that for what? A rental?
Basically,
yeah, pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
And finally, bum of the week, Sox bullpen. Probably not the last time this year either. Yep, going to be a evergreen bum this year. Joey P, MVP, Dougie, and Fam for allowing Sandy P and him to team up for the most epic vacation ever. Such an amazing time. Looked awesome. Looked awesome, guys.
Yes, great. Jealous.
Was this after you guys gave away your hats, your Whiskey at Comiskey hats?
Yeah, what's going on?
No, that was the last day. This was like about halfway through. Yeah.
And bum of the week, my club MSY Airport Lounge. We go to check in. Host said there's an hour wait, no issues. Grab our Cafe du Monde and walk around till I get the text to enter. 2 hours pass. We decide to check status. Doors open with no more waiting list. Got a text on the plane. That sounds like first world problems right there.
The most first world problems. Ain't nobody feeling bad for you, Joey P, and your airport lounge. Get out of here with this.
Did you say airport lounge?
Whatever. I had a couple, 2-3 of these Steve Austin beers are pretty good.
What's your thought?
Are they stopping a mud hole in you?
They are stomping a mud hole and walking it dry.
You said porn.
Yeah.
Next up, we got King S, MVB, vacations. Yes. Bum of the week, travel dates for vacations, the worst.
They are the worst, but I'm tired of hearing Joey P, Dougie, and now King Ass was on vacation this weekend too. Everyone's on vacation complaining about travel.
He came with us, but we were just not allowed to disclose that.
Oh yeah.
In between brands, so.
Good to know.
Our buddy Jose, MVB, Taco for bringing me some bomb-ass lemon pepper gizzards from back home. Peter Fonseca for wearing the sick Chi-Chi cap. And Chi-Chi's at Comiskey. Does have a nice ring to it. Good. We might get thrown out of Lot B, though. But,
so
my question.
Go ahead. That's exactly where I was going. Go ahead.
I was gonna. You guys fuck with the chicken gizzards?
No.
I never had them before.
I can't say I've ever had them. So
yeah,
me neither.
I
just don't think I would want to. I love lemon pepper, like lemon pepper wings or lemon pepper tenders or anything like that. I don't think I would fuck with the gizzards though. I know that's like a Texas thing, and they've been tweeting about it a couple times. I just don't know. Maybe it's great, but gizzards sounds rough.
Dude, I've been off of lemon pepper ever since your birthday. With those lemon pepper sake wings.
Oh. We're starting something up right now.
You remember those, Peter? The lemon pepper sake wings?
Oh, at Twisted Spoke?
Yeah, those things fucked me up. I haven't had lemon pepper since.
Stephanie says hard pass.
Reflex.
Okay. See, yeah, I don't know what.
Acid. It's an acid reflux problem.
Yeah, it's an acid reflux problem.
Oh,
I love lemon pepper.
Yeah.
Saying better than Flex. I don't know about that. I don't know what kind of gizzards you're getting into.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna listen to a guy who puts ketchup on everything.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Taco MVB. My mom, since her birthday was on Saturday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
Mama Taco. Yeah.
Bum of the week, Chipotle for being stingy with their portions.
That's always Chipotle. That's all the time.
Yep.
I don't fuck with them.
Drew Bogues, MVP, Turkey Fonseca for raising awareness for autism by running a race and fundraising. Also my doctor, and more importantly, my wife for helping me make strides to improve my mental state, including through medication and therapy. I'm a much better spot. Good to hear, Drew.
Good stuff.
That is good to hear. We did have the retweets out there. Julie is in on Julie's page and on our Instagram. We're doing a 5K for autism awareness in the beginning of May. I'm gonna be bombarding with you guys with all of that stuff. So get ready for all of that. Just letting you know now.
Wait, you're running too?
Yeah.
And turkey's up. MVP. Shout out to Mama Lupe, as I couldn't have gotten more perfect mother-in-law who I call mom. Yeah. Happy birthday to Mama Fonseca.
Happy birthday. We celebrated on Sunday at church. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then we're celebrating it on Wednesday on her actual birthday. Oh, yeah. Bum of the week. This is a big bum.
Not knowing her QB1 is or who might be QB1. We all have a
we all know. Yeah. We all know who that's going to be. And that's going to be that might be a separate bums intervention podcast.
That's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
Talk about this. That's going to be, I'm not looking forward to that day.
And finally, Mailman Jack, MVP, got to be Peter Fonseca's mom, getting the whole family together for Sunday Mass for her birthday. Total mom card, played perfectly. #respect.
Nobody burned. That was the biggest thing about it. We walked into that thing, and I expected someone we just get kicked out immediately. Almost like Abe Simpson, like walking into church and then like walking out. Like, no, you guys aren't allowed. But we made it. We made it through the whole hour.
It's my Olita, and then your mom.
Yeah.
It was like just basically yes.
And finally, bum of the week. Every bitch about today's weather. It's Chicago in April, for Christ's sake. I you know what? I know it happens. There's going to be snow. I still want the 60s and 70s, man.
I was trying to get some soup downtown. I was trying to get some soup, and the snow was hitting my face. It was
I sent my guys home. We were cutting grass today, and by 2:00 it was snowing. You know, like it was like more like rainy snow. I'm like, we're going home.
Mm-hmm.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our bums and MVPs. Let's have a welcoming back. Dougie, go first today.
All right. Quick little 2 MVPs. I'm gonna go out to Ovechkin, obviously, for everything he did. That's awesome. Great for the sport. And for also the way that they handled it. Joey and Sandy P, thank you for an amazing vacation. It was awesome. Can't wait to do it again. I was able to sign Joey on a 4-cruise contract after that. So,
oh wow,
yeah, he bought certificates for 4 more cruises. So we'll at least be doing 1 a year. Sorry, I wanted to get that out of the way. Also, I wanted to give out a little MVP to Maddie Fresh. Tomorrow, Maddie Fresh turns 9. So happy birthday to her. And then my bum of the week goes out to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith always has to interject in areas where he doesn't have any type of fucking knowledge. And it sucks when you hear him talk down about a sport just because he knows nothing about it. He went on a rant against PK Subban today on his morning show about how LeBron James is the best player of whatever, better player than Ovechkin is at his sport, which is just the audacity to even try and compare the sports to each other. You're talking about a super physical sport, and now you've got a guy like LeBron James that just flops all over the place anytime somebody gets close to him. You're talking about the reason why Ovechkin is so, and I don't want to say so much better than Gretzky. It was a different era. Okay. Nobody was touching Gretzky. Gretzky was getting his shots off. He wasn't getting hit. If he got hit, some other guy got his ass beat. That's the way it was. Ovechkin is one of the toughest hockey players I've ever seen, and a goal scorer. This guy is not only going out there breaking people's faces, hurting people, but he's also now the top goal scorer in NHL history. So to compare the two, the next time LeBron James gets carried off the court with cramps, I hope PK Subban fucking gets in Stephen A. Smith about that. Stephen A. Smith, you're a fucking bum. Go away.
Evergreen bum.
Just go away.
Oh. So. All right, Johnny, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with my first bum is Duke, the Duke Blue Devils. And this actually should be more of I told you so in my mind, where I'm just like, why did you pick them as a parlay? Why did you pick them as a money line? Not ready for prime time. I mean, they haven't won a national championship in a while, and such a big game, and they lost. They lost bad. They lost bad. They should have won that game. They were up, and they were up pretty good in the last couple seconds, and they lost against a very good Houston team, rightfully so. They're in the Natty Championship right now, which I saw the score, very low scoring game, but
Yeah,
the Duke Blue Devils. I mean, I should have known better. If I would have picked Houston, I would have hit that parlay, but that's what happens to parlays. That's what happened parlays. Hey, it happens.
Hold on. But if you're saying I should have known better, shouldn't you be bumming of the week yourself?
So, anyways, my second congratulations, Houston, for winning the going to the national championship game. But one of their alums, probably one of the greatest basketball players, top 50 for sure, top 75, Hakeem Olajuwon. When Houston was celebrating on the court, security did not let Hakeem Olajuwon celebrate with his alumni, the team that he went to school for. I mean,
who's this grandpa trying to get on the court?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. That was
hold up, pops.
Yeah, I mean, come on, the security guards,
players only.
There was people that were trying to say, hey, bring him on. He is definitely he's more than welcome to come on. The security was just like, no, we don't know. You got to stay here. I mean, the security guards over at there, you guys are the bum of the week right there.
All right. I'm going to go next here. I don't have any MVBs, unfortunately, but I got two bums. First off is Nintendo. They announced the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's $450, which is outrageous for a system right now. The last Switch, when it came out, was $300, and they decided, hey, 5 years later, we're going to re-release it with a bigger screen, maybe some better graphics, and we're going to charge $450 for it. We're going to give you Mario Kart, which they also decided was going to cost $80 for games now for Nintendo. So people are pissed. Shit. People are pissed that they're setting the new bar for video game prices at $80. On top of that, you can buy the cartridge. The cartridge actually contains, most of these cartridges don't actually have the physical game on there. They have a key to just download it. So why are you making people charging $80 for a cartridge that makes you download the game to begin with? So Nintendo, you do a lot of cool shit sometimes, but you also step on your own ass sometimes. And $450 for a Nintendo Switch, I think, is fucking outrageous. Even the PlayStation 5, when it came out, the digital edition was $400.
So I talked to, not to cut you off, Jason. I talked to Peter about this when we had nobody other than Road Dog. Shout out Road Dog. Around us.
Sober thoughts.
The PS5 when that came out, and that was what, about $500-$600? Was that correct?
It was $500 for the disc, for the disc drive, and then $400 for the digital version.
I still got my PS3. There's no way I'm going to buy a system that much. And when that came out with the Nintendo, I'm done with consoles. I can't, there's no way I'm going to be paying that much. Consoles used to be like $200, $100 at one point. Obviously, yes, we are in an era where everything is very expensive now, but to pay for that console, I didn't get a PS5. I'm not getting any more consoles whatsoever. I'll be okay with the Xbox One. I'll be okay with my PS3. I'll be totally fine with that. Obviously, I won't have any games anymore, but I'm okay. I don't play games that much anymore. But for the people who are Jason, you are a big gamer. I know you're a big gamer, and I know you got real pissed off about this. Are you going to get it regardless or not?
No, I'm not getting it. I'll maybe wait if it comes down in price, but I'm not getting it like right off the bat. Like I think 400. I already have my Switch works fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I have the Switch.
I have no problem with my
Yeah, we
current
got
Nintendo
Switch, too.
Switch. You know,
Yeah, Switch is
and
good. Yeah.
you're gonna try to like bribe me with getting a new Mario Kart or new Zelda or something. Like I might have to just put my foot down and say, you know what, I'm not doing it. So it does. Like I said, thing works perfectly fine still. So I play a lot of old games on it anyway. So
that's what I also didn't.
So that's
understand, because
that was my thing. Is like I haven't bought a system since the PS3. I haven't bought a new system unless my daughter or son like eventually get into gaming. I'm probably gonna have to buy one. But the emulators are so good, man. I've got an old school like SNES emulator or another one where like it has like 1,000 games. I'm just gonna keep playing that forever. Like emulators nowadays are awesome.
what I was gonna say is, like with the Switch, or whatever, Madison liked Luigi's Mansion 3 or something like that, and then they come back 2 years later and they re-release Luigi's Mansion 2 because it was formerly not on the Switch and it was for, I think, DS. It's like, why would you just keep going? You know, just you're going up. You're going the wrong way.
You're going the wrong way.
They do a lot of remastering now, and that's the imports. Like that's how you get the cash now. But so yeah, my first bum of the week is Nintendo. Second bum of the week, Seth MacFarlane. He decided to reboot The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, funny man Liam Neeson. Don't get
noted comedian.
Yeah,
comedian. Great comedian.
Liam Neeson. But Naked Gun is just like, it's one of those movies where you shouldn't touch it, man. You don't need to reboot it. Let it be. The three movies were classics, you know. And if you saw the trailer, it looks a lot more Liam Neeson violence than the actual original trilogy was. So, Seth MacFarlane, just leave that alone. It's already it's good. It's done. It's being made, but it's like, oh my god, just Hollywood, stop doing this shit, man. Like, leave the classics alone. So, bum of the week, Seth MacFarlane.
Jason, I love those Naked Gun movies. I'm such a huge fan. I don't think you can replicate that type of satire that what they did back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. But I'm still going to give it a shot. I'm going to see. I do like Seth MacFarlane. I do like his humor. Obviously, you're a big Family Guy fan. And I just think that maybe I'm still going to give it a shot, see how it is. You're right. I'm not a big fan of reboots. You know, I would literally get pissed off if they redid The Godfather. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like obviously The Godfather, Naked Gun, we're talking about two different things, but what I'm saying is, no, it isn't. Shut up. So what I'm saying is that I'm still going to give it a shot. You know, I did see the trailer. You know, I do like satires like this. You're not going to probably see it like the way it was when they did Hot Shots and they did like all those Robin Hood, Men in Tights as well too. Yeah, those Mel Brooks movies. So, but I'm still going to give it a shot. So I'll check it out.
I thought the trailer looked like up and down. I thought it
más o menos.
Más o menos. The OJ joke really made me laugh. I thought that was really fucking funny and like kind of clever to bring it up on the trailer so that people know, like, hey, we're kind of, you know, making fun of this. So that kind of won me over. So I think I'm with Johnny. I think I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
Yeah. Enrico Palacio Jr.
Yeah. I'll wait till it comes out on something. But you know what does look good? Accountant 2. Have you seen the trailer for that?
I have.
Oh, baby.
Accountant 2?
Yeah.
I don't think I know Accountant 1. What's Accountant?
Who's that with? The Accountant? Who's that with?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, the accountant?
Yes, he's an accountant, but the accountant is actually he's an assassin. So
I've never heard of this movie before.
Yeah, me neither. I've heard of I heard about The Accountant, like the movie. I didn't know it was Ben Affleck, and I didn't know that was the premise.
Yeah.
Who do you think of which accountant do you think is an assassin? Alex Rude or Beefloaf?
Oh, Alex Rude, 100%.
Yeah, Alex Rude could be an assassin.
Yeah. Beefloaf's one of the guys that is the partner, and then just gets killed in the first like 10 minutes.
Oh shit, Dougie, you're spoilers.
He's just one of those likable guys.
Is Pete still on here?
Get out of here. Yumper's over here saying never heard of a movie. Big shocker. I watch movies, Yumper.
Oh, get out of here. Get out. Hold on. I know what he's saying right now. I was on the show one time and they literally I was on the show. I had no idea what almost 9 out of the 10 movies that he put out. I was just like, okay, I've never seen this movie before. And it was like only
did
like
it give you homework?
No, there was no homework. Otherwise, I would have watched the movie. So,
yeah, Yumper, you got to give people homework.
It was a setup.
Yeah, that was a setup. Nah, I'm with you, John.
Yeah, it was a setup.
That's funny.
All right, Peter, take us home.
All right, so my MVBs kind of got spoiled, right? I talked about Road Dogg at the Wednesday game where there was absolutely nobody in the stadium. He stood there and recorded us on the big screen with Alyssa Bergamini. It was pouring rain, and we were waiting there for a little bit. And I text Road Dogg, and I was like, "Hey, man, don't stand in the rain. Just get on the concourse. Get on there." And he stayed there until we recorded. Alyssa Bergamini seemed like she had a long day. We tried to make small talk with her. She didn't give a 2 fucks about these Chicago sports bumps. So that'll be a story for a different time. But I want to thank Road Dogg. You know, that was a fun game, even though we were sober as hell, stone cold sober. And then my other MVP, there was a bunch of people in the comments, so that makes me feel nice. It was my mom. My mom's birthday was this week. A lot of people were wishing her nice things. We went to church. We had a really nice Sunday, so MVP to her for sure. And then my bums of the week, someone in the comments was already talking about it, but I think when we do our end of the year bum of the year tournaments, you know, we try to front load them. So my first bum is tariffs. They're the hot button issue. The people's 401ks are tanking and everything else. So I think that's just gonna look well at the end of the year tournament when I say tariffs are my bum of the year. Chalk. Right, that's a chalk pick. That's what. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you guys didn't think about it, but tariffs are my bum of the week.
Sure,
they're bad. Sure. Look at your stock portfolio.
Bring politics in here with the tariffs. Yep. Of course, that's a good one. All right.
Next week, bum grandmas that get run over by cars.
Oh yeah, now we gotta start coming up with stuff. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, I thought about it first, but tariffs are my bum of the week. And then my second bum of the week, and this is how we'll close the show because I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on this. We typically, whenever we have in-house issues, we keep it in-house, right? We'll either talk about it pre-show or post-show. But this week, something happened where I did not expect, especially after the day it happened to. So April 1st, last Tuesday, me and Julie go to the Salt Shed. We went to go see Snow Patrol, one of our favorite bands. We actually danced our first wedding song or our first dance song was to a Snow Patrol song. Really excited. When I get there, I see on the menu that there's a Spiteful Brewing beer called Barstool Bum. And I'm like, oh shit, that's random as hell. I'm like, let me take a picture of this and I'll tweet it out to the world because it was April 1st. So I said, our collaboration beer with Spiteful Brewing and Barstool Chicago is now available at the Salt Shed. And everyone at this point knows, because this tweet was like at 7 p.m. Everyone knows that it's April Fools. It's not fooling anyone except for my two bums here, where I text the picture and I say, our collab beer with White Sox Dave is pretty good. And Johnny says, wait, what? And I said, surprise. And then Jason, after you had texted me earlier in the day, said, do you have any good April Fool's tweets? I'm like, I got nothing. You say, yeah, what? Can you please explain? And then Jason says, yeah, what the fuck? So then I said, I'm at the Salt Shed. There's a beer called Barstool Bum. I thought it was like funny to tweet it out and like it's a simple April Fool's tweet. And then Jason, God damn it. He says, joke's on us. You got me good. And I was like, no, literally, I don't think anybody on Twitter fell for it. But my two guys here fell for it. Like
It's not a lot of
No,
retweets, man.
no. Hold on. Let's slow down. I was confused because I'm just like, there's times where you're going through stuff, and I don't even know about it. Like it's so I was just more confused when I saw Jason not know about it either. That's when I'm just like, okay, if Jason doesn't know, then something's up. So that's I started following Jason too because he's like, what the fuck's going on? So like I didn't fall for anything. I was just more confused. Like, oh, did you guys do a business? Something that I don't know about?
I was like, yeah, did he talk with Dave at something at the tailgate and like forget to tell us?
Yeah, you didn't get me anything, okay? So just slow your roll, okay? Yeah.
Also, but shout out to the brewery. What Spiteful? What is it?
Yeah, Spiteful. They're a Chicago. They're a Chicago.
So maybe
brewery.
they're fans of us and Barstool Chicago. So maybe they.
Yeah.
That was a simple April Fool's joke, but at this point, it's a collaboration beer. We're taking ownership of it. This is our beer now.
Yeah, slide in our DMs if you want to sponsor, throw some beers for a tailgate.
Oh man, that made me like. It did get a lot of retweets, but like no one in the comments really fell for it, and I'm like, oh man, these guys did.
Yeah, I did. All right. Good show, guys. We went long, over 2 hours. Wow. Thanks everyone who stuck with us today. Thank you for my stomach for making it through 2 hours. And thank you. Welcome back, Dougie. So thanks everyone who liked, subscribed, super chatted us, and commented and played along with our music video game. We get nothing coming out this week. So just take to the YouTubes for some bourbon and tequila content. And we'll see you guys very soon.
We will be giving away those tickets. The Remova tickets, we're going to give them away tomorrow on Twitter. Because unless somebody wants them, comment now. We'll give them to you for the Friday show. But otherwise, we'll retweet it on tomorrow.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.